Welcome to the channel everyone. So let's start with this question. Is P greater than Q? So this is the question that is being asked here. And the statement 1 says that P multiplied by Q is greater than 0. So obviously P and Q are two different integers or numbers that are given here. And no other information is given about P and Q. Just these two statements provide us with the information. The first statement says that P multiplied by Q is greater than 0. So obviously what we know is that neither of P and Q will be negative or perhaps they will be 0. Right, neither of them is 0 because अगर 0 y फिर negative आ negative में multiply करेंगे तो obviously it will go negative में multiply करेंगे so obviously it will be less than 0. So but they are saying that it is greater than 0, so which means that neither of P and Q is equal to 0 or it is less than 0. Then the statement 2 says that P square is greater than Q square. So in case of statement 2, see we know that if we take the square of 2 for example, and if we take the square of 3, obviously the square of 3 will be greater than the square of 2. Right, so any numbers that we take, this is pretty obvious that the greater number will have the square of the greater number will have the greater value. So the statement 2 can itself tell us कि जो बड़ा number है वो यहाँ पर p है, right? Since p ka square is greater than q square. So p here becomes equal to 3 and q here becomes equal to 2, right? But अभी जो हम example ले रहे हैं उसके according अगर हम बात करें, but here they have not mentioned about कि integer है या क्या scene है. So the other case that could have been here was that p was minus 3 and 2 and q was minus 2, or perhaps p was 3 and q remained minus 2, या फिर p जो है वो minus 3 हो जाता and q जो है वो 2 हो जाता. So in these particular cases अगर हम इसमें product check करें so it will be plus 6, तो कोई दिक्कत वाली बात नहीं है. इस केस में तो product will be minus 6 and यहाँ पर भी p is greater than this, but in this particular case the product will be minus 6, but जो p हमारे पास है that p will be equal to minus 3. तो minus 3 smaller than 2 and product s आ रहा है, which means that both the statements are important. तभी तो हम फिर इसी पे focus करेंगे. And out of minus 3 and minus 2, obviously minus 2 is greater. तो यहाँ पर जो case है, then the case that we have here again it becomes complicated because यहाँ पे तो minus 2 is greater यानी कि q is greater than p, but what we need is that तो यहाँ पे पहली सिचुएशन तो हो रही है, पहला स्टेटमेंट तो इट फॉलोज, बट द सेकेंड स्टेटमेंट इट डज नॉट फॉलो. यानी कि इन दोनों स्टेटमेंट्स को कंसिडर करके भी we cannot get the answer. So the correct answer for this particular question will be option number D. So basically we need to focus upon all the aspects क्योंकि normally इन सब questions में ना लिखा होता है कि integer है या natural number है, whole number है, क्या पूरी situation दी होती है, बट यहाँ पे बिल्कुल भी मेंशन नहीं करा. सो इट शुड स्ट्राइक यू कि इंस्टेड ऑफ जस्ट टेकिंग नेचुरल नंबर्स हमें हर चीज पे फोकस करना है. क्या इन्होंने मेंशन किया नेचुरल नंबर्स? इफ नॉट दैट वी आर नॉट सपोज टू टेक जस्ट नेचुरल नंबर्स, वी नीड टू ट्राई टू think of all the other various possibilities. Then this question says consider the following in respect of prime numbers p and composite number c. So here we have a prime number c and we have a composite number c here. So the first thing says p plus c divided by p minus c can be even. Now see here they have mentioned can be, यानी कि वो हो सकता है. तो हमें इस चीज पे जाना ही नहीं है कि वो odd है कि वो odd हो सकता है नहीं. What we want to know is कि क्या वो even हो सकता है. तो अगर एक भी even answer आ रहा है हमारे पास, which means that this can be even. So first we can take the example of p, suppose we can take 2 and c we can take as 4. तो अगर हम ये लेते हैं तो p if we take as 2 and c we have taken 4. So plus will be 6 and if we subtract it will be minus 2. So it will be minus 3 here, which means अभी हमारे पास आ रहा है odd. Another case that we can take can be for like we can take 3 and 6. अगर हम 3 और 6 लेते हैं तो after adding we get 9 and after subtracting here we get minus 3. This will again be equal to minus 3. But we need to prove कि even है नहीं, so we can take other such set as well. यहाँ पे सी 2 and 3 are prime and 4 and 6 are composite. Composite number बस वो होते हैं जो prime नहीं होते. So another example that we can take here can be of 2 and 6 perhaps. तो इनको ऐड करेंगे तो 8 आएगा, and when we subtract we get -4. So after dividing these we'll get -2. So here it is even, and we do not need to consider the fact कि वो positive है negative है, that does not matter. The only thing that matters here is कि वो odd है या even है, and here we are getting an even answer, which means that it can be even. That's all that we need to know. यहाँ पे बोल रहे हैं can be odd, तो अगर हमने एक भी ऐसे example बता दिया कि वो odd है तो it will be perfect for us. So in the second thing we have 2p plus c. So it should be odd. तो देखो ये तो even होएगा, तो यानी कि c हम कुछ ऐसा odd number ले लेते हैं. So p if we take as 3, so it will be 2 multiplied by 3. तो c हम ऐसा odd number लेते हैं ताकि जब हम इनको add करें, so the sum that we'll get will be odd. Then we have 6 here, so the sum होएगा वो 15 होएगा, and this is odd, which means that again second statement is also correct. मतलब ऐसा हो सकता है. Then the third one says PC can be odd. In case of P multiplied by C, we can take 3 and 15. Now 15 is a composite number and 3 is a prime number. And the product is equal to 45. So directly पता लग रहा है कि ये odd है. So obviously PC can be odd. So all these statements are correct. So the correct option for this particular question will be equal to the option number D. That is 1, 2 and 3. All these statements are correct. Thank you.